Okay, hello guys. So today I'm going to be teaching future devs who want to become devs or make scripts how to make scripts in this new platform in C++. So today what you guys are going to need is you guys are going to need to install Visual Studio. Okay? And when you install Visual Studio, you will need to install C++. Okay, and you can just install the free version, whatever. And also things I would recommend you install is either ReSharper, but in the future, or especially this helps me a lot, Visual Assist, which really helps you in your coding. You can install the free trial for both of them, or if you're a student, you can get ReSharper for free. Okay. So I'm just going to go in the basic concepts of what we're going to get to today. So basically, I'm going to teach you guys in this series, this might be a series, this might be a basic script, we're going to be learning how to make Garen. And then maybe in the future I'll make a more advanced version for teaching you how to use more advanced functions and stuff, yada yada. But basically we're going to show you guys how to set up your GitHub, how to put your scripts on GitHub, how to then release them on AIM Junkies as well. So I'm going to go in a step-by-step process with you guys and show you guys how to actually get started. Okay, so let's start. So basically, if you're a new dev, you have no idea, nothing, or you just want to start coding, I would recommend, first of all, actually, you guys have some background in coding, and even if it's in another language in general, but just some type of background, so you understand what's happening and what I am saying. So I would recommend you use CodeCanyon, and not CodeCanyon, Codecademy. Use Codecademy and you try to learn Java in Codecademy. It's a free course, you can learn it, and they'll teach you the basics of for loops. They'll just teach you basics of programming language, so you have an understanding of what I am talking about and how programming languages work in general. Okay, so let's get started. So say you just want to start making scripts. So first of all, what you're going to have to do is, as I said, install Visual Studio. Okay, so you're going to install Visual Studio, so you can search for Visual Studio and click on Downloads. And you want to do the free version, so you're going to do Visual Studio Community, not Code. Community, okay? This is free, and this will do the job for you for now. So you can click on Free Download. I already installed it, so you can search up online how to download it and how to start coding in C++. Basically, you want to select the C++ platform when you install it. Okay, so let's go here. So now, how do we code, right? You guys must be wondering, what do we use? So we use an SDK. I'll just show you guys what the basic definition of SDK means. It's a software development kit, right? It's typically a set of software development tools that allow the creation of applications for a certain software package, software framework, hardware platform, computer system, video game console, operating system, or a similar development platform. So it's basically we're using the APIs we're using the SDK, which is basically we're gonna be using an API, which is an interface that allows the software programs to interact with each other. And I will show you guys how to get started. Okay, so you're gonna go on the forums, right? You're gonna click on VIP support, then you're gonna go on League of Legends, and you're gonna click on, where is it? Okay, yeah, League++ SDK. Oh no, sorry, this is the wrong one. You're gonna click on, where is it? It's right here somewhere. Oh yeah, development. No. It should be an SDK. Oh yeah, sorry, it was here. Yeah, you click on the GitHub now because he pushed it to GitHub, and you'll just want to do clone, download zip, okay? So once you download zip, you're going to want to open the file. Now I'm just going to go and open Visual Studios, and we're going to go from there onwards. Okay, So guys, we're going to start off with Visual Studio. So this is what your Visual Studio should look like. I've noticed a lot of people that I've taught in the past how to develop scripts, they just feel like, oh, okay, they have no idea what they're doing, but it's actually really simple. So what you're going to want to do first is you want to click on New Project. You're going to do Visual. So if you were like me, you're going to click on Templates, Visual C++, Windows 32 console application, and then we're going to name the script, what's it called? Garen tutorial. But this is going to be the name of the script that you want it to, right? So you can name it whatever. Like I would, if I was making a script, I would name it Lords Garen. Okay. Garen tutorial. Okay, cool. So then we're going to do OK. Then it's going to come, we can click Next. We're going to click DLL and an empty project, okay? And then we're going to click Finish. Now it's going to create it for us. Perfect. So as you see, we have nothing in our header files or source files. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click Add, New Item. And you just want to go back to that GitHub and you want to copy all of the plugin data. I'll show you guys what you want to copy basically. You're going to want to go back to the GitHub, and so we're going to get LPP constants first. We're going to just copy all of that from the GitHub. And we're going to name this the same thing here. So we're going to name it, it's going to be header file. Oh, so yeah, we're going to rename this LPP constants. I think I spelled it wrong. Yeah, rip. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do for here, and then we're just going to paste all that stuff right here. Perfect, just like that. Okay. Just paste it like that. Then we're going to make a new one, another header file, and we're going to get plugin data.h. We're going to just copy all plugin data.h. Copy. I'm going to name this same plugin data.h. Cool. We're just going to paste it like that. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to keep on doing that for plugin SDK.h as well. I just want to go step by step so you guys understand what I'm doing. I just don't want to rush it. So here we go. And then we're going to add this. If it has errors right now, that's fine. You're going to add all these files, so it will have no errors at the end. This is plugin SDK. And then we're also going to copy and paste vector3.h. Perfect, so now you should have no errors in any of them. Okay, cool, and we have one last thing to copy, and that is going to be the plugin SDK.cpp. So, and which is really small. So we're going to do that right here, new item, and that you always want to put in the source file. So the CPPs are in the source file, and the H are the header files are going to be in the header files. So we're going to name it plugin SDK, and then we're just gonna boom, that's it. Okay, so now you have the SDK all added to your basic assembly. Now this is when you can start coding. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a new item. It's going to be a CPP. That's going to be Garen tutorial in my case, but you can name it whatever you want. And when you export your DLL, which is your actual build, it's going to be whatever name is on the name of the DLL will be that name. Okay, so let's do this Garen tutorial. So now let's start. Okay, so basically what we are going to do in the beginning is, let me see how I want to approach this. first of all, actually, we should do file, save all, so we have all our things saved, okay? And then what we're gonna do is, I'll just give me 1 second. We're gonna have to come up with our plugin setup, okay? So plugin, actually we're gonna have to include, so what we're gonna have to do first is we're gonna do this. We're gonna include plugin data.h, because plugin SDK.h, because that has all the function APIs we're gonna call. So then we're gonna do this, plugin set up, plugin set up. We're gonna do so this is gonna be whatever name, so we can just say Garen tutorial, and then we're gonna semicolon, we're gonna close it. Okay, perfect. Next, what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna have to create our menu. Okay, so our menu are gonna have our menu is what we see in game when you press the shift key and you read the menu, blah blah blah. Okay, so what we're gonna do for that is we're gonna do I menu. This is going to create the menus you click on. So the like combo, harass, all that is what this is going to be used for. So we're going to do menu, say main menu, right? We need a main menu. Semicolon. I menu. You can name this whatever you want because this is not going to show in game. This is just a function you're like calling. And then you're actually naming a menu. So this is whatever name you want it to be. So we can say combo menu, but it's good to name it so that something that you know what it is, so you know what you're, coding and like what menu you're trying to call. Then we're gonna do harass menu, and then what else should we do? If you want in the future, we can have a misc menu, okay? Menu, perfect. Okay, and then drawings actually too. I forgot about that. Let's put that after harass. I menu, drawings, perfect. Cool. Now what we're gonna do is we need iMenu options. So basically, this is what it sounds like. What do you guys think? See, iMenu options. If you go like this, right? iMenu options are the options you select. So when you go on the script, it says use queue true or false. That's in the iMenu options. That's what iMenu options is. Okay. So I'll show you guys when I start showing you, you guys will start to understand what it is. Okay. So what we're gonna do is first is we're gonna add. Let's see. We want to have a combo queue. Okay. So we can do combo queue. Then I'm just going to start copying this and then adding another iMenu option, and we're going to do combo W, then combo E. Let me go and change that, combo E, combo R, okay, and then we're going to do harass now. Harass Q, harass. Here, let's just copy that. Let's do harass W, harass E, and let's just leave it at that for now. And then we will do, what else do we need for Garen? Let's see. We can do a lot of things for Garen, but what else? We can, we have to draw a menu, right? So we're going to have, we're going to do draw ready. Basically what I'm going to use this for is there's going to be an option to draw spells that are ready. So if you use the spell, it'll stop drawing the circle for it. Then once you have it on cooldown, I'll be making it so that it will show the circle again. And then we're going to want to have draw for all the other ones, right? So we're going to do this then. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be draw Q. So it's going to draw the ranges we specify for all of them. Draw W, draw E, and draw R. Okay, perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have to name the spells, right? So we're going to do I spell 2, You're not going to want to use iSpell. That's a deprecated method, so we use iSpell too. And we're going to do Q. And we can just copy and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to do iSpell Q, iSpell E, W, and R. Cool. This is going to be W, not word. I make that just W. These suggestions you're seeing is all from Visual Assist. That's why I recommend using it. But for beginners, I don't, because it will. You have to know what you need to use at first. So it's better if you don't use anything. Okay, so void menu. So now we're gonna. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna create my menu option. So this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do void menu as such, and we're gonna do this. Perfect. And now we're going to do main menu equals G plugin SDK dot add menu. So this is going to add the menu. So this is what your menu name is going to be seen in game. When I hold shift, whatever I write here is going to be what the actual name of the menu will be. So say you loaded, I can make Garen, so it'll say only Garen, or I can say Garen tutorial, or I can say Lord's Garen. But that's what's going to show in the shift menu in-game menu. Okay, this is whatever it's you want the title to be. So let's do Garen tutorial, and then you're gonna have to close it in those brackets, and then we're gonna do perfect. And the reason it's coming red is I told you it's Visual Assist. It doesn't detect. I can just add the words to dictionary. Perfect. Okay. So cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay. So we have a combo menu. We have a combo option, but what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to actually say the name of those options. So combo menu. We're going to, oh sorry, not combo, our menu is going to equal, what's it called? Main menu, because it's going to be under the main menu. So we want this to be under the main menu, so we're going to say it's equal to the main menu, and we're going to do add menu. Add menu. Perfect. And then what do you want the name? So it's going to be combo menu. Perfect. So combo. So this is the name of whatever you want. So we'll just say combo. Okay, and then we're going to have same thing. So we're going to do the same thing for all the iMenu options, not for the iMenu options, but only for the iMenu. So this is all the iMenu, not the iMenu options. So we're going to say harass menu. Perfect. And then we're going to say Control V. We want this back like that. Oh, you see why there's an error right here is because it says expected semicolon, and I forgot to add a semicolon right there to close it. So let's see that. Now it should go with perfect. Okay, so we're gonna do drawings, and then we're gonna do MISC too. So right, so we're gonna do drawings, and you can make as many iMenus. So like if you want to have more things like jungle farm, jungle clear, lane clear, all that, you can add that too. So we're going to do drawings, and we're going to do, we're going to name this drawings as well. And last but not least, we have MISC menu, where we can add our, extra stuff. So MISC menu. And we're just going to name this. You guys do not want to ever name this MISC, because it gets confused with, I think, our orb walker, where it has its own MISC menu, so it will write whatever you write in MISC menu in that menu. So you always want to name it MISCs with an S. Okay, so that's basically what we did here right now. Is if I just compiled it like this, watch, I can, and you always, when you want to compile this, you always want to change this to release, not to debug. Okay, release. You're going to do build solution. If I don't have any errors, it should compile. Perfect. So now I can use this DLL. I'll go in game, and it'll just show me these menus, nothing else. I won't be able to click on the menu and see what options there are, because I haven't specified any options yet. Okay, so now that's what we're going to do. Okay, so what do we want to do? So we can just say, okay, combo Q, what's it called? We're gonna do, let's see, oh yeah, what menu do I want to put it in combo menu? So we're gonna have to do combo menu. Oh no, what am I doing? Equal, sorry, combo menu. And then, because what that means is combo Q option will be under combo menu. So as you see, combo menu option is under main menu. You guys start to understand what's going on? Okay, cool. So we're gonna do checkbox. So this is a true or false usually. So we're gonna say use Q, and then we're gonna say true. So in game, the person will see the check mark. If I loaded the script right now in game, you'll see the check mark, true or false. So after I make the menu, I'm gonna actually take the video in game and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay. So that's combo Q. Okay. So we're gonna say use Q is true, and we're gonna do combo W, right? So as time goes by, I'm just gonna copy and paste this because it's easier for me this way, and I'm just gonna do W. Change this to W as well, but we want it under the same menu, right? So it is on the same menu. So comma W should have no issues. I'm gonna do this, paste this right here, say use E, and use E. It says combo W is undefined. It's because I put a capital W. You guys see? So you guys have to understand programming languages are very case sensitive. So if it's a lowercase w here and it's a capital here, it's saying it's undefined. So what I'm going to do is, because I want a caps, I'm just going to change it back here, W, and should be fine. Ready to work. Perfect. Okay. So use E, and then we're going to have to use R as well, right? Okay. And then combo use R. True. Okay. Cool. So this is our combo menu. So now if I load in game right now and I click on combo menu, if I click on Garand tutorial, and then under Garand tutorial there's going to be combo menu. I'll click on combo menu. Now I'll see all these options and they'll have a check mark, true or false. Okay? What I like to do is I like to leave space, so I know this is my combo, and then I'll just do one more space. You guys want your code to be readable, so it's easy to come back and add stuff. So now we're going to do harass. So we're going to do harass Q equals harass menu. So now this is going to be all under harass menu. We're going to do checkbox, use Q. We can name it same, but it's going to be under the harass menu. You guys, so I'll show you guys how it looks afterwards. So we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to, so it's the same type of idea. So I'm just going to copy and paste so that it's easier and faster. So I'm going to just name this to W, name this to E, and W. Perfect. You can also change this to false. Basically what it means is that it's whatever settings you have it as, so it doesn't really matter. The person can change it in game, the person who uses your script. And then we're going to have a draw menu, right? So what we're going to do is draw ready. So we're going to do draw ready equals drawings, checkbox, use, draw queue. Sorry, not use queue, draw queue. TRUE, true. Okay, and oh no, not draw. Sorry, not draw queue. I'm gonna say draw ready spells. So this is gonna be a true or false. So basically, what I'm gonna want to do later on in my code is I'm trying to set it up so that if I select this as false, it'll always draw every single spell, even if it's on cooldown. If I leave it true, what I'm gonna make it do is I'm gonna check if Q is ready or blah blah blah, whatever spell I'm drawing, and to only draw it if that spell is ready. Okay, and it's not on cooldown. So now what we want to do is we're going to just do this. It's going to be simple now. We're going to do draw Q equals drawings, checkbox, draw Q, and then we're going to do TRUE. Perfect. And now we're just going to copy that and we're just going to paste it. Boom. And then we're missing one more, right? Okay, cool. So we're going to draw W, E, R. Okay. So by draw R, we're just going to draw the ranges that we specify, okay? Now this is what we have so far. We don't have any reason why we don't put anything in the MISC menu because we don't have anything. But say later on as I develop the script, I say, oh, this is a cool option, I should add it, right? I can just go back here, you know, add something else, whatever I want. I can do like iMenu options, blah blah blah, gap clutter something, and add in my MISC menu later on. Okay, so once the menu is built, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build this. I'm going to first of all do file, save all. Always good to save your work in between. I'm going to build a solution, okay? And the DLL, where you see it's going to be released right here. This is the exact area where your DLL project is going to be released. So I'm going to go to my users, documents, Visual Studio projects, Garand tutorial release, and then I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put this in my plugin folder. Where I find this, that's where I'm just going to put this in my plugin. Okay, so what else we're going to want to do to actually show the menu is, the menu is actually not going to show right now because it's in a void menu. We haven't called the menu at all. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to have this. This is part of the thing, is we're going to have an onload and an on-unload method. So we're going to do this. So we're going to do plugin. Sorry, it's going to be all caps. Plugin API. And then it's going to be, what is it again? It's, I think, void. So we're going to do plugin API. API void. Onload. And then that's going to be under that. And then we're going to do iPlugin. Plugin. SDK, yep. And then plugin. This is something you have to add in all your scripts. So this is what this does, is it, whatever you put in this onload is what it's going to do when it loads in game. And then you're going to have to do bop bop. And we're going to want to do, for now we only have it, so we're going to want to do plugin SDK setup. And we're going to add plugin SDK. It's something you have to always do, so this is a process you can just copy. Menu, and then so now what we did is was we called our menu. So when the script loads in game, it's gonna show our menu. Okay, guys. So, and later on we're gonna add stuff like load spells, our event handlers, like on game update, on game render, on game update will be used. We'll use that, and for all our basically, we're gonna use that to. The reason why we have to add that event is because on game update is every game update, every game tick that's happening is it's going to be searching for whatever logic we put inside on game update. On game render, on the other hand, is going to be what, like the drawings and stuff. So we're going to add all the drawings under on game render, and on game update all the combo logic and harass stuff. Okay. And we're also going to have to do the same thing for plugin API. Delete, void, on, unload. I'm going to do iPlugin SDK, plugin SDK, okay, and we're going to do on unload, main menu, remove. So what we want to do is basically what this is doing is, say sometimes you know how you select on a script in the shift menu, but you want to unselect it. When you unselect it, on unload, it's going to remove the menu. If you did not add this and you unselected that script, the menu will still be there. So it would be kind of annoying, okay? And it wouldn't be, people wouldn't tend to use your script. Okay, so now if I compile this, if I'm first of all save all, guys, like always, and then build solution. Perfect. It succeeded. It built. I'm just going to go right there, open it up, and I will see you guys in game showing you how the menu looks now. Cool. Okay, hey guys, so we're in game. I just want to show you the menu, how it looks basically on the server menu, QWER, what we made. So even check marking anything, I can hold spacebar, shift, it won't do anything because we have no logic in any of them. So that's our harass, that's our MISC menu, right? And then you can also do, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can do it like this, increasing the numbers like this slowly. You can obviously type in it, you know, if you want to type like, you can also go up by pressing that +1 or up, right, up, you can go, I showed you this, right, so, anyway, so yeah, that's it, and then we also have our drawings, right, let's go to our drawings. Solid drawings, but nothing does anything right now because we haven't put any logic into any of them. So once we go back, I'm going to show you the next step afterwards, okay? Cool, guys. Yeah, okay guys, hello. So basically what happened was, I'm just going to go over this part now. This is after, so we just went in game with the menu. You guys saw how the menu looks like, and basically this was the menu, you guys saw it, right? So now we're going to start to add the champion logic, so that when you hold spacebar, when you hold V, C, X, whatever, it starts doing what you implemented, okay? So let's go first. So first what we're going to have to do is, see the script doesn't, we're going to have to load the spells, because, so I'm going to do void load spells, okay? So the reason I'm doing this is because we have to specify what each spell is in the game. So like the script doesn't know what Q is right now, what W is, E is, or R is, until we actually specify it, okay? So we're gonna do that right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna type in Q G plugin, G plugin, let me capital P SDK, right? So we're going to do create spell, create spell 2. And we're going to do create spell 2. Don't do create spell because create spell is deprecated and we're not using that, okay? So now what we're going to do is, so there's going to be, so what I always like to do is I hover over create spell. This is going to work on yours, so you're not going to be able to see this, but if you hover over create, what's G plugin, see what the issue is. Oh yeah, sorry, it's Q equals, not that way, sorry, my bad. That's my bad. Okay, now I'm going to hover over create spell, and what it's telling me is I need, let me see how I can show this, but what it's saying is what you should be seeing is iSpell2, plugin SDK, create spell, and then within the create spell, it has eSpell slot, comma, right? Now you must be asking, what is eSpell slot, comma, right? So every comma, that's what we have to add. So we have to add eSpell slot, we have to add eSpell type, we have to add if it's a true or false, if it's a missile or not a missile, if it's an AoE or not an AoE, and then collision flags. So I'm going to go through all of it. So say you didn't know what they meant, right? A very simple way to figure it out is, so when I hover over this or I click on this, it should say on your screen eSpell slot, comma. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Control F, okay, eSpell slot, until I find what I need. Okay, so this isn't, okay, so this is what's in eSpell slot. So I need spell slot Q, right? So because I know that it's slot Q, that's what it's asking for, what slot it's in, and I'm saying Q equals, I'm trying to create the spell, so then I type in K slot Q, okay, and then comma. Now what is it asking for? Okay, now it's asking for eSpell type, okay, type. So I don't know what that means, so I'm going to do eSpell type. You can keep on hovering and it'll keep on telling you what you need. Okay, is it a target cast, a line cast, circle cast, cone cast? So we're going to make it a target cast, okay? So same thing, I'm going to type in K, target cast, okay? Now it's asking, is it a missile? Is the spell a missile or not a missile? So it's not a missile, so I'm just going to type in false. And then it's asking, is it an AoE? It's not an AoE, so again, I'm going to type in false, okay? And then for collision flags, I don't know what that means. Okay, so I'm going to Control F, E collision flags, E collision flags. Okay, so these are the collision flags. Oh, collides with minions, okay. Collides with heroes, collides with Yasuo, collides with walls, collides with allies. Or collides with nothing. So, because the Q spell doesn't collide with anything, right? So, like, say it was a Lux Q, it collides with Yasuo wall. So you want to type in the stuff it collides with that you don't want it to collide with. So you won't type in K collides with minions for Lux because otherwise in farm mode it will never use Q, right? So you only want to use that when you don't want it to collide in with stuff like Yasuo's walls or like a wall or something that won't really help you in game and make you miss your ability. So I'm gonna type in K collides with nothing, okay? Then we're gonna close a semicolon. Perfect. So same thing as we go onwards, it'll be the same thing for each and every one of them. Same process, just so that the video goes faster. Just gonna copy the rest, right? Same process. So W, K slot W, K target cast, blah 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 blah. Each some spells might be different. Some spells might have it like for Darius, you know, his E could be target cast, and then his R could be target cast, and then his his Q could be target cast, his R could be target cast, and then his E could be a cone cast, okay? So what we're gonna do after we load spells. So what this does is now this tells the client, this tells the game engine or the L++ core that whenever we're gonna use Q, okay, anytime else in this game, like anytime we're gonna call it or say Q dot cast, like Q cast on target, it's gonna know that we're referencing the slot Q in game, okay? This means this also knows that we're referencing slot W in game. Let's say I did this, right? Now Q is thinking that it's referencing slot W in game, so we'll cast W, okay? So this doesn't matter what you name it. It's this all the time. So you have to name this correctly, okay? You can have this equal to W, or you can have this equal to R2, and it'll cast Q only. So hopefully you guys get what I'm saying, okay? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the combo, okay? So for the combo, we want to start off with void combo. Perfect. For combo, what we're gonna do is I always like to do this auto player. Basically, it's like var in other language equals G entity list. So when I say G entity list, this means you. Player. No, G entity list doesn't mean you. G entity list player references to you. So anything in this, I just do it so it's simpler just to type in player instead of typing this all the time. But if you didn't want to do that, you would just type this all the time, and then whatever else you wanted from it, you'd go like that, and then there should be a list like of tons of things you can add. But because we want to use G entity list player, we're just gonna use player like that, okay? Gonna already so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna do auto again. We're gonna have to get a target, so we're gonna have to make a target selector, right? And a way of actually targeting the enemy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say auto target. The names that I put here as player and stuff, they can be any name, but you want to put a name that makes sense so that you know what you're saying, right? So equals what's it called? How do we do this? Yeah, G target selector. Okay, we're gonna find target, right? Because we have to find the target. So find target, and then what we're gonna do is, because I don't know what I have to add now in this thing right here, okay? So I'm gonna do same thing. Hover over here. What is it asking for? E target priority, comma E damage type, comma float range. Okay, so I don't know what E target priority means, so I'm gonna Control F, E target priority. So this is what it's asking for though, but this was telling you that it needs for find target, right? So you're just gonna press enter again. Oh, sorry, you're gonna not E target priority, you're gonna priority. Yeah, sorry, E target priority is right here, okay? These are all the E target priorities. So it's asking for quickest kill, though, I mean, what we can put in is quickest kill, closest priority, closest to cursor priority, and lowest health. Let's just do quickest kill, okay? For now. Quickest kill, comma, now it is asking for Oh no, sorry, that's Giantilli's player. We're gonna type it right here. Quickest kill, comma. Now it's asking for E damage type. So what's E damage type? I already know this stuff, but I'm just showing you how you can figure it out yourself. Okay, so true damage, physical damage, spell damage. So it's Garen's. So we're gonna do Garen's Q target selector for that. So that's gonna be true physical, right? And then for range, what we can easily do for it is also for load spells, right? I forgot to tell you guys this, but you can also. So when you load the spells like this, right? The game engine already knows the ranges and stuff for the spell ranges and stuff for the champion, but sometimes it might not be updated to the newest patch, even if the engine is, even the core is working. What's called the common, you could say, is not updated for the actual patch. So what you want to do sometimes is you can do Q, right? Override. So you can do any of this. So you can override range, speed, radius, delay. So you can actually tell them in a more specific manner what's the delay of the spell when it's casted, the radius of it, the range, and the speed. So just to show this, I'll do override range. Override range for you guys, and that's 325. So this is true for you want to set something, so like Garen's Q doesn't really have a range, right? So I like to set the override range to 325 so that when an enemy is within 325 range, it will cast Q on yourself, and then it will try to hit and then when you hold spacebar, it'll run to the target, so it has a higher chance of hitting them, right? Same thing you want to do with R, but this is the actual R radius that I found online. So set override range, I mean, and that is going to be 400. And you can find this on Wiki League of Legends if you search online, Garen Wiki or Garen like info. You can try finding online. You can look at old League Sharp scripts. You can look at other sites what they've put, but it's the same idea. Okay. So let's go back to target selector. Now that we've already done this, even if we didn't do this, but what we would have done is we would have added our own range, like 400, right? So you wanted to cast you wanted to check targets within 400 range, and that'll find all the targets within 400 range that are quickest kill. But what we can do is we can do 350. We can actually do Q range. So now it'll check within this range, Q range, right? Now we're going to close it. It's going to find target within that range. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to type in if. This is where the actual logic comes in now, okay? So if, let's go back up here. That's combo menu. That's combo Q. So what we're going to do is if combo Q is enabled. So we're going to do combo Q. Basically read it. I like to read stuff like it's English, okay? Like you're reading an English, like you're just reading something in English. You're basically giving commands in English. So you're saying if combo Q is enabled, which means if this menu is enabled, right? If this is not false, if there's still a check, and we can do this, and what's it called? What else can we do? And Q is ready. So that's going to check if the actual spell is ready. And Q is ready, right? And we also want to do this. And player, which is you, right? Because we already said you're player. So, and we already said you equal Giantilli's player. So player is valid target. So we're going to get a valid target. And we're going to specify the valid target. So sometimes you don't need to add anything. You don't really need to add anything to the valid target. But it's better to be more specific. So we're going to write target, comma, in Q range. So it will find a valid target within these parameters, okay? So find the target within blah 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 range, and it'll find the target within Q. So say you had a lower range than target did, it will take that range into consideration, okay? Cool. Perfect. So now what we're doing is, if this is all true, right? Everything works as supposed to, then we can do Q cast on target. We can do actually Q cast on player. So what this does is it will actually cast Q on me, because for Garen you just have to click Q. There's no actual like spell ability, no prediction, so just do Q cast on player, okay? Perfect. Now we're going to go to same thing for W. So if, actually we're going to do a little bit different, but same idea. So if we can say W is ready first, actually. W is ready. So basically if the spell is ready in game, so it's not on cooldown, okay? And, so that's and. This basically means and this means or. So when you have an and, that means everything in the and has to be true. So for the top one, right? Combo Q has to be enabled, Q has to be ready, and player has to be invalid. If one of them is wrong, it won't basically it won't cast Q on player. But if you did this, say if W is ready, or if blah blah blah, or so if one of them is wrong and the other is still true, it'll cast it. It'll do whatever you specify, okay? So or doesn't always have to have everything true, but and always has to have everything true if you want to what's it called, run the function, the thing that you're specifying, okay? So you're saying if W is ready, and let's do that. Let's go back. And W, combo W is enabled, and we can just copy the one top. So we can leave the target as such because we can just say this. So why we don't have to redo the auto target every time is because we can just do this in W range now, right? So we would have had to do that before if we didn't do the W range like this. But also, actually there's also what we want to do is we want to also add, this is a little bit logical. What we did was here, in the menu, we added a W health misc menu. Okay, I added this before, but what I did was I did W equals misc menu, so it's gonna fall under my miscs, right? My miscs is add float, because I'm gonna add a float, right? Because I'm gonna use that to compare later on. Use W and X% HP, and then this is my minimum. Set my minimum, set my maximum, and then set my default. So this is a default setting in game. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna say like this. So I'm saying and actually I'll do it right here. And player. So it's basically the W I only want to cast it when I'm under a certain amount of HP. So I'm gonna say player health percent. So I'm going to get my health percent. So it's going to always return a value like 65, 45, 35, 85, 95. So it's going to give you a health percent, right? That's why I set it up like this. So that I'm going to compare it to our own health percent that we specified, okay? Is less than or equal to W health get float. Okay? So what I'm saying is if player, because this is when you hover over it, right? When you hover over health percent, right? When you like hover over it, it's a float. It's returning a float. So you know that this is returning a float. That's why I added a float, not an integer menu. Okay? So I'm saying if player health percent is less than W health get float. So if it's less than the one I specified below, then it's gonna cast W. So then, because I'm going to make it do that, so I can do then W cast on player. Okay, perfect. So I forgot to get brackets. I have to close it out. So now it should have no errors. Same with here. Closing it. Perfect. Now it says I have expected error. I have no errors actually. Sorry, my bad. Take some time to fix. Now we're going to do the same thing. So what I can just do is, because the E logic is basically going to be the same, right? Except maybe a little different. So I can do combo E. So then you can start just copying and pasting, because some of the stuff you can are same, right? Now if I do E range, or if I do another range I want to specify myself, right? And then I can do E, what's it called? I can do E cast on player. But if I say I want to, like, yeah, eCast on player makes sense. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So now what I'm going to do for the harass, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to copy and paste it, and I already did that beforehand, so it's a literal copy and paste. Okay. Actually, harass is going to come on later on, so. But basically, I hope you guys saw what I did, okay? For the combo. And basically, you can also add this. If I don't know if this will work, but you can also do cast on position, your cursor position, right? But I'm doing cast on player right now. But you can try testing if this doesn't work. So, like, if you want to try small things like this, you can try testing this one out. If that doesn't work, then you can go back to the ones, you can debug it, blah, blah, blah. But this is to comment out stuff. So when you comment out stuff, that stuff won't run in your code, okay? You don't actually get recorded, it won't run at all. So now, I'll be back soon, and then we'll go and continue from here on. Thank you, guys. Okay, sorry, I think it just got my recording went off, so I'm back here. So what we're doing if R is ready and combo R is enabled, we're going to do, or actually we can do it this way too. I'll just show you a different approach. So when we add a, what is that? Exclamation mark, right? When we add that, that makes whatever we said false. So we're saying if R is not ready. So whenever you add the exclamation mark, that's what it's saying. If R is not ready. Okay, if R is ready, if R is not ready, and if and combo R is not enabled, because we just added that, okay? Then what we want to do is, we wanted to, actually let's delete that, we wanted to return. Basically, now it won't do anything we specified to do. So now we're going to run a for loop, okay? So what it's saying, if R is not ready and combo R is not enabled, it won't even look at, like, it won't even go further. It'll just return. Okay, so we're going to do auto enemy. So we're going to do auto enemy. It's going to be hard to explain, so I'm just going to show you. You can go along with me. We want to copy the player because it's easier to use this instead of always calling gentityless player. So I'm just do auto player right there. We're going to say if enemy, and then we're going to do, actually no, we have to use gentitylist. And gentitylist is basically your stuff for all the entities. So get all heroes, okay? Now friendly heroes, we don't need to get our friendly heroes. We need to get the enemy heroes, right? So we use the friendly heroes usually for like a Soraka or something when we want to cast the ult and we want to find all our own heroes and calculate their health percentage and then cast ult based on that. But we're going to do true for them, okay? For all heroes. Then we're going to do boom boom, and we're going to say if enemy is the enemy, okay, you're right, is the enemy in player sorry, what am I doing? No, we just have to do if enemy if enemy is enemy player and if enemy is enemy and get distance, what we want to do is we want to get the distance so we don't want to actually, I don't think let me see, I don't want to use get distance because that's already a thing I made for myself to use to make scripts easier, but I will try to show you guys the other way, which you can use to get the distance from the player and you. Let's just, I have to think about it, give me 1 second. Actually, let's not do that. Okay, let's just do it like this. Let's just do it like this. I can do that, but it's gonna be more complex for you guys. I'm gonna try to make it as simple as possible. So let's do player. We're gonna do the same thing, is valid. Valid target T, blah blah blah, and we're gonna do an R range, or whatever range you specify. If T is a valid target within that range, so if the target, oh no, sorry, it's not gonna be T this time. It's actually gonna be enemy because it's looking for all the enemies. So it's my bad. Enemy, and then R range, okay? Then we're gonna do is, and we're gonna say, we're gonna actually make something. I'll show you guys what we're gonna make. We're gonna make an auto, which is a var. We're gonna do auto R damage equals get equals E damage This will damage from E. Oh, sorry, why am I doing E? I mean G. Whoa, sorry, EG damage. My bad. I was wondering why it's not working. And then we want to get KS, right? Get KS damage. KS damage. Actually, it's not in there, so we're going to Control S, get KS. And we're going to search what is that's under. Oh, that's under health prediction. Now, what is I health prediction? So we're going to do I health pred. Okay, that's G health prediction. Okay, so now what we're going to do is G health prediction. Get KS. See, and now I unit target. So what our target is, our enemy. That's our target. Our spell slot. You guys know what the spell slot is. Is our what slot is this in? This is our R slot. So K slot R. Right. I don't think there's any delay for sure. There's 0 delay, okay. And then does bull, and it doesn't include a missile, so false. Okay. So what this just did is it found the damage it would take. It just found this damage of our ultimate. Okay. So now what we're gonna do says if players have valid target in R range, and that's what we're gonna do. This is where it comes in handy. And enemy health is less than or equal to R damage. Sorry, no, it's just R damage, right? So, and then we can do R cast on player. No, R on cast on target. And then in the target it's going to be enemy. So what it's going to do is it's going to find the damage of our R because we said it's K slot R, okay? And it's going to say if R damage is greater than the enemy's health, then it's going to auto cast R. It's going to cast R on the enemy, okay? So now we have all of that. The harass function is just basically going to be QWE, right? So for Garen, I don't think we really need a harass function unless you want to have it in a mixed mode. So what we can do is we can literally just copy this for harass if you guys want it, and it'll only work on mixed mode. And we can also have farm logic and stuff, but that'll be in the next video. Let's do harass, A-R-A-S-S, harass, and then we're just going to change this. So we're going to say if Q is ready, if harass Q is enabled. Perfect. Harass Q if harass W is enabled. Harass W if harass E is enabled. E is enabled. and then it'll do all of that. Perfect, guys. So we want to test the castle in position, see if what it does. Probably should still work. But now what we're gonna do is, now how does it know when to use this? It's like, how does it know to use this on your spacebar? It doesn't. How does it know to use this on your C key or your mixed key? It doesn't. How does it know to use it all the time? It doesn't. So I'm gonna show you how it will. Okay. That's where the on-game update comes. Oh, quickly, we forgot to add the drawings. Okay, guys. So let's do that as well. Okay, so let's do void drawings. Okay. I'm going to show you guys how to do one of the drawings, and the rest I'm just going to copy and paste. Just for time's sake, this video's gone, like, it's really long now, so. Okay. So, let's see. If we want, we can actually just call our draw. Actually, no, we'll just do it like this. So we can do if draw ready is enabled, then we can do if queue is ready, and draw queue enabled. Then we can do actually, for when it comes to drawings, I just like to do it like this. We can just do it right here. We can just do it right there. So we can do G render, draw outline circle, draw like circle, and then we want to draw it on us. So like I say, you guys always bring this, because otherwise we don't want to always call G entity list player blah blah blah. So this just makes it easier. So we draw a circle on us, the player, right? So we just want to get the position of our player. So get position, and then we're gonna have to draw the color now. See, okay, the color is in a vector 4 color. Okay, so vector 4, you can search on Google, find the color. So you're gonna do vector 4, and I just like to do 225, 225. So it's RGBA. Okay, 0 and then 0 and then 225. That's just the color. You can find it online, like a color picker will tell you the code for it. Okay, and then we're just gonna do comma, because what is it looking for? So we can just always do, we can always hover it. So it's looking for a constant of, looking for a vector 3 position. So we already said the vector 3 is our get position. That's the vector 3. It's looking for the vector 4 color, which you already specified, and then radius. Okay, so the radius that we want to write basically is going to be Q range. Perfect. And then the last thing we have to do is we have to close this, and then boom. How it'll look if it was like this is, this is how it would look. That's how it actually look. You know, it looks nicer here, but I just like to, because there's so many it just looks nicer. Oh wait, what am I doing? So I'm just gonna go back to blow, boop, boop, boop. It's just easier. Okay, so now I can just do this, literally copy and paste that stuff. Boom, boom, boom. I'll change R. I'm sorry, I mean W. And so I think you guys start to get the idea of what I mean by, as you just start to copy and paste the same thing. You know, it gets easier than R. So we're just gonna do the same thing here. Q, E, which is fine, and then R, and then E, then R. Perfect. But we have, what if draw ready isn't enabled? So the reason what draw ready does, I already told you guys, is it's separate. So we're gonna just do else. So if draw ready is not enabled, so we're gonna do it outside of the brackets. We're gonna do else. We're literally gonna do the same thing, except we're not gonna say if Q is ready. We're just gonna say draw whatever. So we can just copy this. We can actually copy all of it and just delete if like QWER is ready. It just checks. So what it does is if Q is not ready, if it's on cooldown, it'll just not show the drawing, then it'll re-show the drawing again once it's off cooldown. But if you don't want like that, you always want to see the drawing, then you can always see it. Go back. Okay, see, declaration is incompatible because it's the same name, so it gets confused. So you can just put a drawing with another S. Okay, it should be fine then. Perfect, cool, no errors. Because the reason was it was the same name as drawing. So if I called it, would get the computer would get confused of what I'm doing. Okay, now what we want to do is we're gonna do the same thing. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna do plugin. So we're gonna do plugin API. You know. We're going to do plugin API event this time. Actually, not plugin API, sorry, plugin event, because those are the events we have to call. So plugin event, and we're going to do void. I'm not void, I mean it's going to be game on update. Or actually, let's do on render first. Render. You can actually name it whatever you want, but you should name it these because you know what you're doing then, okay? So we're going to do on render. And then on render, the only thing you have to do is drawings. That's it. So now it's going to render drawings, but it's not going to render it yet, because what we have to do is, which is mandatory, we have to add this. We have to do G event handler, event manager, add event handler. So we're going to do, so these are all the events you can have technically and you can use, but because we have an on render, so we want to look for on render, because we're trying to use an on render. And same thing, you can do Control F if you don't want to know what it means. You can just hover over this and say, oh, E-League events, and you can just Control F and find it, okay? This is because I have Visual Assist, again, so it's showing me. So I can just search up on render, actually. Render. So, yep. On render, perfect. And then we do on render, whatever our name is up there. So if I could just name this like on crappy, or like on drawing, but it just needs to know that it's within the event of render. Okay, that's what it's trying to do. Void is incompatible parameter. Okay, let's see. Let's try closing this, and if that fixes it. Okay, let's see what the issue over here is. Oh yeah, simple issue. We don't need the brackets, right? Sometimes the program does that. We don't need it. Simple issue, simple fix. Now I'm going to do the same thing for on game update. So I'm just going to change this to K event on game update, and then I'm going to just say on. Yeah, I like to keep it the same name so I know what I'm doing. Perfect. So now if I have the same thing of plugin event void, blah blah, event on game update. Update, and then we're just going to do combo. No, actually we're going to do if G orb walking is get orb walking mode, okay, is equal to K combo. So what it's saying is it's going to detect if you as a player, what's the error? Let me see what the error is. Oh, this has to be an equals, so 2 equals, so it should be gone. Perfect. So G or walking, get or walking mode is equal to combo. So if you're holding down combo, then we're gonna that's when we're gonna use our combos, okay? Now if G or walking is get or walking get our walking mode equal to harass, right? Oh no, sorry, equal k mode harass or mixed, right? Then you're going to do harass. And then what we always want to run no matter what, if you have nothing, like even if you have something down or nothing down, is we always want to run auto R. So it's always going to be checking. Right, so now we added this, but we also have to add a remove event, because if you don't remove the event, if the menu gets removed and we like just unselect the script, it will still be comboing and stuff. So what we want to do is we just want to copy that and we just want to change to remove. Remove event handler, so it removes it, okay? Every time you unload the script, remove. Okay guys, so I'm going to be adding this to my GitHub, okay? I'll be leaving a link under the YouTube video below. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is a very simple tutorial for simple script, okay? Very, very basic logic, okay? Very extremely basic. You could add more things later on. You could add what's it called? Managers, handlers. You can even, maybe for the auto R, you can also do the true damage for it too, or if it has buff, blah, blah, blah. Then you can do get spell damage, true damage, blah, blah, blah for it. Add more stuff, tinker around with it, check how you like it. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, okay guys? So, thanks a lot for watching if you went all the way through it. I hope to see some scripts from you, and please leave a comment below. And please message me, you know, if this really helped you out. I just love seeing when new devs come along and they learn from things like this. So, hope you guys have fun. And let's just check, make sure it actually works. So, file. Save all. We're going to build solution, and this is just a warning, so we can sometimes go on the warning, and what does it say? Empty control statement found. Is this intent? Let's see. TW range, that's fine. Oh, sorry, we don't want to get, oh no, we want to get players, so yeah, that's fine. Sometimes you get warnings, you know. I could technically fix this, but I actually want you guys to now go and check what the problem is, what this means. But this shouldn't affect the script, honestly, so you should be good to go. The script build, so what, let's see. Yep, build one succeeded. Now we just go in game, check it out. And yeah, so guys, I really hope you enjoy it. Have fun, okay? Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, so here is how the script works now after the fact. This is on 100% cooldown. Let's go all the way back to no cooldowns. Let's bring back R. I'm going to, let's just get tons of gold. So the get KS damage we used in our script, by the way, guys, it seems that it's not getting the correct damage. The optics is working on that, but you can use get spell damage, or you can use get, but it should work. So let's see if it works. Hopefully it will work, because I want to see if it ults, like how we coded it, because it should auto ult. Perfect, it's working, guys. Look at that. Look at the script go. So guys, everything's done. Hopefully you guys love it. Let's get some inspiration words from Trees. Trees, you want to say anything to the people watching at home?
League Plus Plus is the future of League of Legends scripting.
So guys, you've heard it. It's official from Trees. It is the future. Trees said it. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.